I think when you look at the game, and it's kind of like I told the guys, we made some mistakes that you're not always able to overcome, but we did it with confidence in ourselves to realize that we can get it done, but we can't do this every night. We've got to stay tough and make the other club earn their runs. And we did a couple of things tonight that were uncharacteristic. I mean, 3 errors, and that's not easy to overcome. But looking at the entire ball game, I was a little surprised. I thought that Drew Parrish had his. It's the only time he struggled all year. It's the only time he's gone out on the mound and struggled. I mean, 4 innings and walking 6 is very unusual for him. But I'm happy for our baseball team. It was, let's get this perfectly clear, it was a great win. A great win, the way we kept battling. We never threw the towel in.
Coach, going along with that, I mean, fight, you can't teach that to a team. I mean, what is it about this group that just doesn't quit?
I think a lot of it has to do with the way they were raised. The parents were just right there for them. A classic example of that was when JC got hurt just the other day. His mom and dad were right here waiting on him the next morning as soon as he got back from North Carolina. And it was so comforting to me as a coach to have his mom and dad there, because as a father, there's only so much that I can say to my own children, and very little that I can say to others when they're going through such a difficult time. I mean, it's just not the same coming from me as it is coming from mom and dad. And they raised their children to get out there and battle. By George, we did.
Levin, what goes into a decision to, when you go to a pinch hitter, you got several guys on the bench that you could go to. What goes into the decision to go with a guy like Jonathan and how he performed?
L-U-C-K. It's just one of those things that Jonathan has been a guy that I've liked from day one. He hasn't gotten much of a chance to show what he can do other than filling in for Cal a few times, and that's not always easy. But he takes the kind of swing that Meat likes. And certainly I like it also. It's not one that he tries to see how far he can hit it. He just tries to make good, solid contact. And I'm very, very proud that he's a Seminole. He hasn't played much at all, but you see him on that bench encouraging his teammates. And there's a statement that's been made by a lot of people about how important it is being a great teammate is to the success of a team. And you can't be born to be a great teammate. You work at it to become a great teammate. That is something that David Ross has been quoted before as saying, certainly not in those exact words, but it's so important that we understand as a team how important it is that we're good teammates.
Coach, Mike Salvatore had his grand slam, his first career home run at Florida State. Had he shown that type of power in practice, or is that something that
he did the other day when the wind was blowing out? And the first thing I said to him is, you're not a home run hitter. You got to hit the ball back up the middle, do the little things. Because he hit 4 out, and I had not seen him hit a single ball out before then. So
Let's go 1 or 2 more for Coach.
he got him 2 more tonight, so very, very pleased the way he's. And the second one was what he does the best: drive the ball up the middle.
Jonathan's kind of another guy, and now it's kind of becoming a long list of guys kind of who might not be everyday players who are pushing to really get in that lineup at least on occasion. I mean, it's kind of a nice problem to have, isn't it?
Absolutely. You look there, and there's some young men that are capable of doing that. They're pressing a little bit, and it's not easy to be thrown into the fire when you haven't had experience, you haven't had so-called reps, and they just need to keep battling, and that's what they'll do, I'm sure.